Today I'm going to get started on painting these covers. I just turned the heat up in the garage, get them nice and warm, put it up to 70. It's, I don't know, 40 degrees out right now. Anyway, I'm going to get the paint mixed up. This is the reducer, hardener, a little bit of smoothie because it's engine parts, and that's just mixing a little bit. And I'm going to use my door jam gun. Let's see, this is oh, the paint's over here. I already moved it over here. I got to throw it in the shaker and get it shook up. That's the chain cover, so that's why I painted both sides. It was originally painted both sides. I have to paint the black back in there. I'll just do that by hand in the Honda area. And you can see the, I don't know if it shows up or not, but there was a little gouge where the shifter was jammed into it. It's barely visible, but I'm not putting filler in on an aluminum engine. It'll look worse if it comes out than if it has a little scrape in it. That came out really nice. Side cover came out nice. You can see a little mark in it maybe. I don't know if it shows up or not, but it's barely visible, a little mark in it. The scrape, but probably from when it was dumped or something. But again, I think trying to fix it would have made it look worse than leaving it alone. I'd hate to put filler in it and then the heat of the engine causes it to change shape or dimension and pop off and look like heck. So, and if I want to do something in the future with it, it's easy to pop off, sand out, and respray. I'm not concerned about having, if I have to repaint a little part here and there, so be it. If I kept it and rode it, but I'm gonna sell it. But if the future owner, needs to, they can always touch it up and paint it up. Alright, just wanted to kind of show the paint here. Very happy with how it came out. Yeah, just buffing this, whoops, dropping the bolts out now. Just buffing this up and cleaning it up and cleaning the wiring. Got the headlight bucket in place. The wiring harness somewhat routed. The main harness, there's numerous harnesses. Ignition switch in. Little things that I plastic dipped. I'm going to clean this up and install this, maybe install these. Got quite a few things I want to do here because that way I can clean this table off and put it away and get it out of my way. I thought I had ordered the seals for these, but I can't find them anywhere, so I ordered another seal kit. It was under 10 bucks, so if I find the other one, I'll just have an extra one. I think the XL250 and XL250 all had the same seals, so wouldn't hurt to have an extra seal kit kicking around. Put the Speedo and tack on so they don't get damaged. I buffed up all the stuff for them too. Yeah, it's the bike is really looking nice. Really happy with the way things are coming along. So until the oil seals come, I'm just going to work on this. So maybe tomorrow I'll work on some of this stuff here, and so we can get the bench cleared off a bit. Today I'm going to try and get some more. I'm going to try and clean this up and get it installed. Try and clean the airbox up. Clean the signals up because it's a nice day and they're predicting about 4 days of rain. So I can get this on while I'm waiting for seals. I'm not, because I want to change the seal where this one right here, where the clutch linkage goes through so moisture doesn't get into that little needle bearing. I want to change the shift shaft and kickstart seal before I put the covers back on the engine. So that's why I'm going to work on so I can eliminate this table. I want to get as much of this stuff off the table, and then I can find places to put the other stuff until I get to it, like painting the fenders and things like that. But this way I can get rid of the table, and I need to get access to the attic of the garage. I got some people that want some things that are up there. So I'll get this to where I can fold the table up today. Much better. I got to buff these little bits here that go in here. They go in from the back side like so in there. I already buffed the bolts. I did that yesterday while I had the buffer out. And I got this all cleaned up. So I think we'll throw the airbox back on too. And then I'll work on the turn signals. Today was kind of a productive day. I did get just wanted to get things together. I got the turn signals back on. That little resistor for that show up there for the headlight. I don't know if that shows up or not. I can't see what the camera's looking at. But anyway, yeah, that just gets those out of my way. All polished and polished these bolts, took them off, polished all the nuts and washers and everything. And put the airbox on, cleaned that up, and just get it out of my way. It was on when I took the motor off. I'm not going to put the carburetor back on until the motor's back on. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw it together a bit. Put the rear signals on and wired up what I've put on so far. But I just kind of wanted to clean off the bench so I could have some more room in the garage. So I did, and actually folded the bench up and put it away for now. And just kind of, I got fenders to do. I think I don't know when I'll do those in the next. I think next I'm gonna, because I'm waiting on seals. Either I didn't order them or I put them where I can't find them. I'm thinking I just never ordered them. So anyway, I got a seal kit coming. That should be here Monday. This is Thursday. So anyway, yeah, I'll get once I get that, I can put the motor together and reinstall the motor. I was thinking maybe tomorrow paint the black back in there where it belongs. And I got to clean the rear shocks up, take the springs off so I can clean them up and paint the springs so I can reinstall them. They still work good, so I see no point in replacing them. And I got to get the rear wheel and clean it up so I can paint the hub. So yeah, there's still quite a bit of stuff to do. Oh, and another thing too. This bike's road legal now. I got the registration in the mail today. It's been sprinkling on and off all afternoon. Otherwise, I'd totally take it out for a little ride. But it's cool. It's 55 degrees. But still, you know, it's something I wouldn't say no to riding it in. But I don't want to ride in the rain and in the cold. So we'll just wait until we get a nice day. But it's the first time it's been road legal since 1976 when it was last on the road. So 49 years. First time in 49 years this bike's road legal again. So yeah, it's kind of neat, saving an old 72 Honda 504 and having it all customized like it was back when it was a new bike. I just think it's awesome. I love this bike. Alright, so let me get back to working on this. This is coming along really nice. Really happy with the pace it's going at. Got a new seal in there. That's just basically to keep the water out of the little bearing in there for the, that's just the clutch mechanism. That's all that moves when you change the gears. Disengage and engage the clutch. Putting the alternator back in. The cover screws are all clean oil. I'm going to clean these with brake clean and put a drop of blue Loctite on each one, because if that comes loose, yeah, that'll ruin a lot of things. So we're going to Loctite that. This is all together new shift shaft seal, new O-ring on here. I broke the O-rings out of the gasket set because I needed one for the oil filter, and I need one for this cover too. That big one's for this cover, that O-ring there. But before I install this cover on the engine, this one here, I'm going to paint the black back in there in the Honda the way it originally was. But that's going to look pretty darn good, don't you think? I think it will once it's together. One engine cover installed. Looks really nice. A little dirt here. Wipe that up. Yeah, I cleaned the inside of the engine out there really good before I put the cover back on. Changed the kickstart oil seal, so that's all new. New gasket. Hopefully nothing leaks oil. All right, let me put the other side cover on. There we are, the other cover is on. This is, I just put that on just to get it out of the way, but yeah, the engine looks magnificent. Next will be reinstalling it in the frame. As you can see, I've been putting the 250 together. I scratched the frame just slightly, putting the engine in. So I touched that up, and I'm waiting. I put hardener in it, touched up with my airbrush. It was a pretty good gouge. And I'll let it dry 4 or 5 days. I'll give it maybe a 1200 or 600 sand and a hand buff. And then I can put, these are just hanging here because I got to put the clutch cable goes through this thing here, which snaps on the frame down here, so the cable will go through it and then right to there. Okay, then I got to paint the black in the Honda thing there like it originally was. I can just pop that cover off and paint it sitting at the bench. I did put oil in the engine, and I did tip the engine over in all the directions to get oil all, everywhere where I had it taken apart and cleaned up, and make sure there's no oil leaks by tipping it in every which direction. But you can see it's definitely going together. So next on that bike is the wheel, the shocks. Might put the front wheel on because that's nose heavy. That's why I got the black there. And I might put the skid pan thing on it too. Put it on my transmission jack so it doesn't flop around. Then I can put the front forks and wheel and everything back on. And I could clean up the handlebars and probably reinstall them. My brother thought they were bent. They don't appear to be. He kind of looked them over really good, and I see nothing wrong with them. So I think we'll just reinstall them. And really, put a big dent. This is the clutch cable that I gotta put on it when I put that that rusty nasty thing all cleaned up pretty nice. Oh, this is the brake cable. Sorry, that's the rear brake. That was the part that was in the hub that was all nasty. Anyway, the clutch cable's on the handlebars there, so I guess I'll have to clean them up and put them on. So I guess I'll wait to put all that stuff on the front there until I got the front forks on, which is no big deal and on a jack. I haven't done any work on this bike in about a week. When I put the motor in, as you can see the motor's in, the exhaust studs gouged the paint up here. So I got my little airbrush out, I sanded them out, touched up just the tube in here. I still got some rubbing compound there, I guess. But anyway, just touched up the tube and I let it dry for about a week, and I just 1500 sanded and buffed it. And I just buffed it with the coarse compound. I got to go find my fine, but it looks pretty good now. I'm happy with that. That'll be fine. That's going to be a lot of work. I'm going to have a backache after doing this. Yeah, my old age, my back is starting to, after I did about 3 days of buffing on bolts for this, and it took me about a week to get over it with my back. And I haven't ridden that since I got it going. I ordered I went to order the seal for the shift shaft, and then I was looking at maybe I'd replace the clutch push rod seal and whatnot. Well, anyway, ended up I just bought the whole seal kit for the engine. It was, I think it was under $20. It was $18 and some change, including shipping for the complete engine seal kit. So I'll replace whatever seals are necessary. The seals on this, I think, are the same as on this and the 175, and Honda's pretty good about that. It's like they're like the GM of making things interchangeable. So yeah, it's not like seals will go to waste if I don't use them on this or this, you know. This has new seals in it. I put new seals and new gaskets on it. So because this leaked oil out of the shift shaft also, and it's full of oil and it's not leaking. This has been, you can see what's been dripping out of this just since it's been parked sitting here. I just put that there, so it's definitely the seal for the shaft because it drips down it even when it's parked just sitting here. And so anyway, let me I'm gonna get back on to working on this bike now that we got this one all running good and on the road. It's totally road legal after 49 years. Yeah, it's got authentic on it. And yeah, I like this bike a lot. It's a lot of fun to ride. It's a neat looking bike. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hang on to this one for a while. I just absolutely love it. It's such a fun looking bike. So maybe next winter, maybe I'll get the rear wheel re-chromed and the spokes re-chromed. We'll see. We'll see if I want to spend the money on chrome. I got just $1,000 into it, including what I paid for it. So it's been a nice budget. And when I insured it, they told me when I sent them a photo, Kim, the gal that's my Haggerty insurance agent, said when I get the authentic registration in the mail from the state of Michigan, to photograph it and send it to her, and I get a discount if it's registered authentic. So I did, and so this bike cost me $72 a year to insure. That's hardly a tank of gas in this truck. So yeah, won't really cost me. The registration won't cost me anything anymore. So there's no need in, you know, it takes up a little space in the garage, but I really like the bike, so I think I'm gonna hang on to it. But anyway, this one I wanna at least get it to where I can get the wheels back on it so I can push it around the garage. So that's why I'm thinking of getting the pans and everything on. So it'll sit on my transmission jack nicely with that sheet sitting on it so I don't scratch paint. And then I can get the front wheel, the handlebars, and the shocks, which still need work. And the rear wheel is going to be a lot of work. And then I can push it around, then I can paint the fenders and get the gas tank done, and the bike will be done. And I had to use my toolkit. I have a toolkit that I move around bike to bike as I go. So I had it in this bike when I was riding it. You know, in case if you have an issue out on the road, it's nice to have some tools. But I think I'm going to carry it in this bike when I ride it because there's no toolkit in this bike. There wasn't one in this one either. And so I'll alternate that toolkit between the bikes as I ride them because I'm still going to ride this bike until I sell it. It's fun around the neighborhoods and stuff. This bike, you know, it's a little more than what I need for 25-mile-an-hour neighborhood streets. So I might use that to cruise Woodward and go places and stuff. And that is cold-blooded. These bikes have to warm up before they like to go, which kind of, you know, I like to be able to turn the key and go like the Bel Air. If I need to run to the post office or the bank, I can hit the accelerator once, floor turn the key and go. I don't have to let it warm up at all. It goes right away. Same with that and my XL175. You can crank them up and go immediately. This has to warm up. And that makes it a little less desirable for going out and going quick errands. If I just want to run to the post office or the bank ATM or something, I've been taking that or the 175, and one kick it lights up and you just go out and have a good time and ride to the bank and back, and fun bike to ride. I've been riding motorcycles longer than I've been driving cars, and I've owned motorcycles longer than what I've owned cars. So yeah, I've been around motorcycles since I've been probably about 12, 13 years old. Been riding them and working on them. I haven't worked on as many bikes as I have cars, but I've been working on them since I was a kid, so I'm pretty familiar with them and thoroughly enjoy riding them. But anyway, I'm going to get back on this bike. Like I say, I just wanted that paint to dry at least a week before I sanded it and buffed it. I just used some of this. This is what I used. 1500 grit. And just took my finger and gently sanded very gently sanded it, and then buffed it. And it looks nice now, so I'm happy with that. And then the exhaust, when the exhaust is on, that'll kind of hide that area again more, but it looks nice. I was really upset when I saw these huge gouges in the beautifully painted pipe from those studs. I should have put something there, but you know, stuff happens, that's life. And you just deal with it and, you know, move on. That's all you can do. There's no point in getting in a huff, or that's just not going to solve the scratch paint. Isn't going to get repaired by getting in a huff. So the simple solution is just fix it and be done with it. So that's what we did. So I might wrap this video up so you can see what I've been doing on the bike. I'm sure you've seen it while I've been fiddling with that bike. You've seen it in the background and with the Christmas lights. It's been sitting there like that for probably close to 10 days now without really doing much to it, because like I say, I sanded this out with 400 and then just masked it lightly on each side and around here and here, and left the tape peeled back so I wouldn't get a sharp edge, and just took my airbrush, not my door jam gun, my airbrush, and just painted. I painted in the gouges first, a couple of coats, and then I just painted the whole tube here before I finished up a couple coats. And then I peeled the tape off and let it dry. So now it's buffed up. So now I feel like I can start putting things together on it. You know, once things are in the way, I can't get in there and buff it. So that's why I did what I did. But anyway, I'm rambling on here. If you liked the video on this bike, and that one even, hit the thumbs up icon. It certainly helps out. And share the video if you can. And if you like my channel, that 348 engine icon will help you subscribe. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video.